Madonna is losing a very public battle with her inner demons, according to Justin Bieber, who dropped a bombshell online last night, revealing that the Queen of Pop shapeshifted into her reptilian form during preparations for the World Cup halftime show. He says she lost control. Her human form glitched, flickering like a bad signal. Her eyes went black and cold. Her hands became claws right in front of the crew. Witnesses described scales rippling across her skin, a tongue that split, and eyes that flashed gold. Bieber reveals Madonna now travels everywhere with an exorcist. Not a therapist, not a personal trainer, a full-blown exorcist. Because the demons aren't just whispering anymore, they're driving. But here's where it gets dangerous. Bieber is done hiding. No more Illuminati symbols in his videos. No more secret handshakes. He's broken free from their grip. And he's pointing fingers at the most powerful names in the industry. Want to hear why they had to change the halftime show at the last minute and play a pre-recorded version of Madonna's part? Don't go anywhere. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. Justin Bieber went live on Instagram last night, and within minutes, he was dropping nukes on the entertainment industry that almost destroyed his life. Fans wanted to know about the World Cup halftime show. Many of them said something felt off. The performances were disjointed. Madonna barely moved. Something was wrong. We all felt it. Now, we know why. Justin revealed the original plan was a supergroup for the ages. Shakira, BTS, Justin Bieber and Madonna. A global peace treaty of pop. The biggest halftime spectacle in history. A whole week of rehearsals, millions of dollars, choreography locked, pyrotechnics set. Everything ready to go. Instead, it's all collapsed just hours before showtime. Why? According to Bieber, Madonna became possessed by Pizzazu. He says she lost control during final rehearsals. Her human form flickered. Her eyes went black, claws and scales. And dozens of witnesses saw her shape change. The crew panicked. Handlers rushed in. And the whole production had to be rewritten on the fly. They hit Plan B. Madonna's performance was pre-recorded. A holographic ghost to fool the masses. They ran the VT. The only living element of that show? Madonna walking into the stadium. A controlled entrance to mask a catastrophic spiritual meltdown. They told us creative differences. They said technical difficulties. They fed us lies while the whole world watched. The truth? Madonna is fighting demons she can't control. And almost shapeshifted live in front of billions. Justin says he's got mixed feelings about it all. On one hand, Madonna is battling for her soul. On the other, she's losing. And the whole world is paying the price. The Draco reptilians aren't just shapeshifters. They're interdimensional parasites. They don't just wear human skin like a costume. They feed. On fear, on chaos. On the life force of their hosts. And once they sink their claws in, they don't let go. Listen, just quickly. If you're paying for a major VPN, cancel right now. Proton is compromised. ExpressVPN, CyberGhost and PIA, they're all owned by one Tel Aviv-linked company with ties to Israeli cyber intelligence. You're paying them to protect your privacy, and they're laughing at you. VP.net/TPV is different. Zero knowledge cryptography, open source, no backdoors. They literally can't see your activity, even if forced. Privacy guaranteed by math, not promises. Check it out at VP.net/TPV. Now, back to Bieber. He claims Madonna is trapped in a prison of her own making, one the Dracos built around her years ago, brick by brick, when she sold her soul to build her career. She knows they're there. She can feel them slithering under her skin, and she wants out. Just as she confessed in a TPV exclusive subscriber video last month, when a producer recorded her darkest confessions. She said she's trying to get into heaven. She wants to make amends for her past, but the demons have their claws in her. And we're not talking about something metaphysical, we're talking about something physical.
I saw hell, and I knew I belonged there. The things I've done, they cannot be forgiven. If I illuminate the world, if I shrink the divide, maybe there's still a chance. Maybe I can be forgiven. Maybe I can still go to heaven.
For Madonna's full uncut confession, the one that goes deeper than anything she's ever said in 40 years of fame, subscribe to my account for exclusive access. It goes darker, much darker. That's why she's traveling with a full-time exorcist now. Not a spiritual advisor, not a therapist, a full-blown exorcist. Armed with holy water, Latin prayers, and the kind of rituals you only hear about in whispers. Because when the demons take over, it's not just her eyes that change. She speaks in tongues, an ancient guttural language that predates human civilization. And Catholic exorcists have a long tradition of working with shapeshifters.
Catholic exorcists describe scenes that sound disturbingly close to shapeshifting. In the 1970s, Jesuit priest Malachi Martin wrote about cases where the possessed would change their voices and their faces. He said that their eyes would turn dark and predatory, and their bodies would writhe on the floor like snakes. In one case, he said a person's pupils narrowed into slits like a snake as they spoke in a language no one in the room could understand. Father Martin didn't see these signs as theatrics, but as proof of something non-human pressing through the body, making itself known.
The crew at the halftime show saw it. Bieber saw it. When she speaks, it's not in English. It's not any language on record. Bieber revealed that sometimes Madonna snaps out of it confused, terrified, begging for help. Other times, she doesn't snap out of it at all. And that's when the claws come out. And Madonna is far from alone. She's not even the only World Cup performer with reptilian history.
Take of this what you like.
Yep.
I was in bed with a woman, and that's it. That's the end of my story. No, I was in bed with a woman, right? I'm lying on the pillow, and I'm looking at her face, right? Her face turned into what I could only describe as a reptilian.
Oh, listen.
My face went, oh my God. She looks at me and she says, I'm not a reptilian. Boom! Take it, make of that what you will. That's what happened.
And Robbie? He's not special, not unique, not even unusual. Among the elites, this is the norm. It's terrifying. And that's the part nobody wants you to know. Just ask Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan.
Let's just say I was with somebody once and I saw a transformation that I can't explain.
The person transformed into something other than human.
Yes, I saw it.
You were talking to someone. They said to you, look, something's going to happen here. I'm going to morph into something else.
Imagine you're doing something and suddenly you turn around and there's somebody else standing there.
You still standing by it?
Absolutely. I know it happened. In fact, it happened twice.
As for Madonna, she's not hiding anymore. She's trying to fight the possession. But when the demons take over, and she shifts into a full Draco reptilian form, she can't control it. And she hates what she becomes. She's trapped in a spiritual war with no end in sight. But here's what's really interesting. She's warning us about the darkness, dropping hints right in front of our faces. Stay with us. This is about to get wild. It turns out that the key to losing weight and keeping it off is not about obsessing over carbs or fat or even probiotic-rich foods. The way to maintain a healthy weight, as well as increase your energy levels and live a long, healthy life, comes down to a specific and simple switch that you can flip in your body to flush out all of those unnecessary calories. Dr. Stephen Gundry calls this process the caloric bypass. He has seen thousands of people who have activated this process in their bodies dramatically improve their health. The people who've tried this find that their fat melts away, their energy levels improve like they were young again, and many of their health problems just simply vanish. Dr. Stephen Gundry has lost 70 pounds himself using his research, and has kept the weight off for over 20 years and counting. He says that he feels younger and healthier today than when he was 40 years old. His video has been watched by over 20 million people to date, and you can watch it and learn more by visiting thehealthyfat.com/TPV. Please click the link below this video to learn his secret technique for free at thehealthyfat.com/TPV. Madonna isn't hiding in plain sight anymore. She's revealing the method. In her recent short film Confessions 2, she plays the role of the Grand Priestess, the initiator of new female artists, the gatekeeper, the one who welcomes them into the inner circle. And what does that initiation look like? There is a strange focus on her vagina. In a spiritual context, this isn't art for art's sake. This is sex magic, mind control. The kind of occult rituals that elite circles have used for centuries to bind their initiates. At the very start of the video, Madonna says, "Sometimes I just like to hide in the shadows, create a new persona, a different identity. I can be whoever I want to be."
Sometimes I like to just hide in the shadows. Create a new persona, a different identity. I can be whoever I want to be.
Sounds empowering, right? It's not. That's the language of monarch mind control, hiding in the shadows, programming in an MK Black site to create an alter persona. They call it disassociation. Victims call it survival. Then it gets stranger. Madonna is followed everywhere by a group of masked women who film her every move. On the surface, it's the media. But look closer. This is MK handlers, controlling, monitoring, documenting their slaves' every move during programming. And then, the symbolism becomes so blatant, it almost makes your eyes bleed. Madonna walks through a field, with light beaming from her genitals. You can't make this up. Madonna is now a vagina Lucifer, because Lucifer literally means light bringer in Latin. And the title of the song? Good for the Soul. The esoteric meaning is baked right in. The light isn't aesthetic, it's ritual, it's spiritual, it's a confession. So, why does any of this matter? Because sex magic and mind control aren't separate from the reptilian possession. They're the mechanism, the rituals, the programming, the things that keep the Draco parasites hooked into their human hosts. Madonna isn't just making art, she's showing you exactly how they got their claws into her. Here's what they don't teach you in history class. Every ancient culture feared shapeshifters. The Sumerians wrote about them. The Egyptians built temples to ward them off. The Mayans carved warnings into stone. This isn't new. This isn't modern paranoia. This idea goes back to 7000 BC. And our ancestors weren't crazy. They were trying to warn us.
This idea is so old, it reaches back to the very origins of human civilization. Over 7,000 years ago, in the Ubaid culture of southern Iraq, excavations uncovered clay figures with human bodies and reptile heads. The British Museum has a figure that shows a mother nursing her child. Her body is human, but the child's head is long and pointed with slanted reptile eyes. There's no writing to explain it, there's no temple art to give it context. It's just this eerie lizard-headed figure frozen in clay. And the same idea shows up thousands of miles away in India and Southeast Asia. Hindu and Buddhist traditions describe the Naga, who were these half-human, half-serpent beings. Sometimes they looked fully human, and other times they looked like giant cobras. And sometimes they were both human and reptile at the same time. To them, these weren't abstract myths from the past. These are lineages that are still traced today. In Cambodia, there is a story of a human prince who marries a Naga, half-reptile princess. Their marriage gave birth to a kingdom, and even today, some dynasties claim descent from this same bloodline. To them, serpent blood wasn't a curse, it was a proof of royal legitimacy. And this same theme appears across the Pacific. In Hawaii, legends tell of a reptile spirit that can shift its shape and conceal its true identity. Sometimes they are a beautiful woman, or a small gecko, or even a dragon-like lizard. These stories often talk of men who meet a woman by the water, only to realize later she wasn't human at all.
Sound familiar? It's just like Justin's story about Madonna, and Billy Corgan's story, and Robbie Williams, and countless people's stories. including thousands of credible accounts from members of the public who saw Queen Elizabeth shapeshift through the decades. In ancient cultures, shapeshifting was the power of the gods.
Because in the legends of the Incas and the Aztecs, shapeshifting was the power of the gods. The Inca told stories of Viracocha, a bearded god who came from across the sea. In the oldest carvings, he appears holding staffs depicted as snakes. To the north, the Aztecs spoke of Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent who brought advanced knowledge from the stars. In their stories, Quetzalcoatl wasn't bound to a single form. Sometimes he appeared as a man, and other times he appeared as a serpent with iridescent feathers. The line between human and serpent wasn't fixed. It was blurred. The same being could move between bodies as easily as stepping through a doorway.
In some stories, reptilians appear as gods and protectors. In other stories, they're demons and deceivers, slithering their way through our world through possession and disguise. But in every version, there are the same uncanny details. They look human until suddenly they don't. Maybe Justin Bieber stepped into the same story humans have been telling for 7,000 years. We dress it up in new names, but the story never changes, even as the faces shift before our eyes. These are critical times, and here at The People's Voice, we're determined to expose the elite and hold them to account before it's too late. The truth isn't just information, it's liberation. It's the light piercing through the darkness they've wrapped around this world. Join us in our mission to wake up the masses. Subscribe to the channel and join the People's Voice Locals community. Together we fight, together we awaken. See you in the next one.